Welcome back to my channel, folks. Today, we're diving into a gripping new storyline from the bold and the beautiful that's brimming with tension, betrayal, and unexpected twists. Buckle up as we unpack Luna's descent into chaos, her dangerous obsession with Steffi, and the ripple effects on everyone around her. This tale of vengeance and heartbreak is packed with drama, and I've added fresh details, deeper character insights, and a few creative spins to make this exploration even more captivating. Let's jump right into the storm brewing in Los Angeles. Luna's dangerous vendetta unleashed. Luna has crossed a line from which there may be no return. Armed with a gun and fueled by a toxic mix of rejection and rage, she's fixated on Steffi as the source of all her woes. In Luna's warped reality, every slight, every dismissal, every cold shoulder she's endured isn't a reflection of her own actions, but rather a conspiracy orchestrated by Steffi. Her mind has spiraled into a dark abyss where eliminating Steffi seems like the only path to peace. She's spent sleepless nights plotting, her thoughts consumed by visions of a world where Steffi no longer stands in her way. With her weapon hidden beneath her coat, Luna is a ticking time bomb ready to explode at the slightest trigger. But what pushed her to this edge? Was it just rejection? Or is there a deeper wound, perhaps a secret betrayal, or a buried trauma that's driving her to such extremes? A stealthy intrusion and rising stakes. Under the cover of twilight, Luna slips into Steffi's luxurious home like a shadow, her heart pounding with a deadly mix of fear and determination. The house is eerily quiet, the kind of silence that feels like it's holding its breath before disaster strikes. Each creak of the floorboards under her boots sends a jolt through her, yet she presses on, her grip tightening around the cold metal of her gun. She's memorized Steffi's routines, knowing exactly when the house might be emptier, when Steffi might walk through the door, and suspecting. As Luna hides in the dimly lit living room, her mind races with fantasies of confrontation, but also flickers of doubt. What if someone else walks in first? What if her plan unravels before she can act? Meanwhile, outside, the world moves on, oblivious to the danger lurking within those walls. Will Steffi sense the impending threat, or will she step into a trap she never saw coming? Allies and warnings in a race against time. Word of Luna's unhinged behavior has started to spread, and not everyone is willing to sit idly by. Remy, a close confidant of Steffi's, caught a chilling glimpse of Luna's intentions during a heated exchange at a local cafe earlier that week. Remy saw the wild look in Luna's eyes, the way her voice trembled with barely contained fury when Steffi's name came up. Alarmed, Remy has been trying to piece together Luna's next move, desperate to intervene before it's too late. At the same time, Sheila, a figure with her own complicated history with Steffi, has been sounding the alarm. Despite her past misdeeds, Sheila's warnings come from a place of genuine concern, perhaps a desire to atone for her own mistakes. She's left urgent voicemails and even considered showing up unannounced at Steffi's doorstep to deliver the message in person. Luna is a storm coming, and Steffi needs to brace herself. But with Steffi distracted by her own personal and professional battles, will Sheila's pleas fall on deaf ears? And if Sheila does confront Luna herself, could this escalate into an explosive clash between two women with nothing left to lose? Bill's regrets and a painful confession. Across town, another piece of this intricate puzzle falls into place as Bill opens up to Lee about his tangled history with Luna. In a moment of raw vulnerability, Bill admits that he may have played a role in Luna's downward spiral. For months, he sheltered her in his sprawling mansion, believing he could guide her toward redemption after her past crimes. He used every ounce of his influence to secure her pardon, convinced that her tearful apologies signaled genuine remorse. But after a recent, unsettling encounter where Luna's bitterness seeped through every word, Bill saw the truth. She hasn't changed. She still points fingers at everyone else, refusing to own up to the blood on her hands, to lives snuffed out by her actions. Sitting in his dimly lit office, Bill can't help but wonder if his decision to cut ties with Luna so abruptly after her pardon was the final push. Did his rejection ignite this firestorm of vengeance? As he pours his heart out to Lee, his voice cracks with guilt, replaying every what-if in his mind. Could a kinder approach, a longer leash, have steered Luna away from this path of destruction. Lee's harsh reality check. Lee, ever the voice of unflinching honesty, listens to Bill's confession with a steely expression. She doesn't sugarcoat her response, cutting through his self-blame with surgical precision. "Bill, stop fooling yourself," she says, her tone sharp as a blade. Luna is a grown woman, not a child you failed to raise. Her choices, her darkness were always hers to carry. You didn't create this monster, and you couldn't have saved her, no matter how many chances you gave. Lee leans forward, her eyes narrowing as she drives her point home. Luna's obsession with blame and revenge isn't a product of Bill's actions, but a deep-seated flaw in her character. There's no room for sentimentality in Lee's worldview. She believes some people are simply wired for chaos, and Luna fits that mold perfectly. But even as she dismisses Bill's guilt, a flicker of concern crosses her face. If Luna is truly beyond saving, what does that mean for Steffi and for everyone else caught in the crossfire of her wrath? Lee's words leave Bill silent, wrestling with the uncomfortable truth that maybe, just maybe, he's not as responsible as he fears, but also not as powerless as he feels. The looming showdown and unanswered questions. As the pieces of this deadly game move into place, the air in Los Angeles feels charged with impending doom. Luna, hidden in Steffi's home, waits like a predator poised to strike, her mind a battlefield of justification and doubt. Steffi, unaware of the danger, continues her day juggling corporate power plays at Forrester Creations and personal struggles that leave her vulnerable. Sheila and Rami, racing against time, scramble to avert disaster, their efforts hampered by miscommunication and mistrust. And Bill, haunted by his past decisions, grapples with whether he can or should step in before it's too late. Will Luna's plan come to fruition? Or will an unexpected twist derail her vendetta? Could Sheila's intervention spark a confrontation that changes everything, pitting two volatile forces against each other in a battle for survival? And what if Steffi will she emerge unscathed, or will Luna's obsession claim its ultimate victim? A deeper look at Luna's psyche. To truly understand this unfolding drama, let's peel back the layers of Luna's fractured mind. Her rage isn't just about Steffi, it's a culmination of years of perceived injustices, of feeling invisible in a world that values power and beauty above all else. Every rejection, whether from Bill, Steffi, or even strangers, has carved a deeper wound into her soul, convincing her that she's a victim of a cruel, unfair system. In her eyes, Steffi isn't just a person, but a symbol of everything she's been denied: love, respect, belonging. This obsession has warped Luna's sense of reality, turning her into a tragic figure who believes violence is her only recourse. Yet, buried beneath the anger, there's a sliver of pain that hints at a different pathon where someone, anyone, might have reached her before she picked up that gun. As viewers, we're left to wonder, is Luna a villain born of circumstance, or was this darkness always destined to consume her? Next, we're diving into the whirlwind of drama currently unfolding on The Bold and the Beautiful, where chaos reigns supreme and emotions are running hotter than ever. From Luna's spiraling behavior to Bill's questionable decisions, and even the fans' heated reactions to a playful social media post, there's plenty to unpack. I've expanded on the original storyline with creative twists, fresh details, and deeper insights into the characters' motivations, all while staying true to the core ideas. So grab a seat and let's explore the latest scandals rocking Los Angeles in this in-depth article crafted to keep you hooked from start to finish. Luna's desperate plea and dangerous descent. Luna is teetering on the edge of sanity once again, and her latest actions have everyone on edge. In a moment of raw desperation, she cornered Deacon at El Giardino, her voice trembling as she pleaded with him to intervene on her behalf. She wants Nay, demands to be a part of Finn's life, and she's convinced that Steffi is the sole barrier standing in her way. Her eyes, wild with a mix of hope and obsession, betray just how far she's willing to go to get what she wants. Unbeknownst to Deacon, Luna has recently acquired a gun, a chilling detail that adds a layer of menace to her unraveling state of mind. As she paced outside the restaurant after their tense conversation, muttering Steffi's name under her breath, It's clear that her fixation is morphing into something far more sinister. Could this be the tipping point where desperation turns into violence? Or will someone step in to pull her back from the brink before it's too late? Bill's reckless decision and looming accountability. Meanwhile, Bill Spencer finds himself at the center of a storm of criticism for his baffling choice to secure Luna's pardon. What was he thinking, using his wealth and influence to free someone with such a volatile past? Sitting in his opulent office at Spencer Publications, Bill might have believed he was offering Luna a second chance, a shot at redemption under his watchful eye. But now, as whispers of Luna's new firearm spread through the grapevine, the weight of his decision crashed down on him like a tidal wave. If Luna acts on her darkest impulses and targets Steffi, the blood could metaphorically stain Bill's hands. Friends and foes alike are beginning to murmur that he must be held accountable for unleashing this unpredictable force back into their lives. Will Bill face the consequences of his gamble, or will he find a way to deflect the blame as he so often does with a well-timed smirk and a calculated move? Katie's protective instincts amid rising tensions. Over at the Logan estate, Katie is a woman on a mission, her maternal instincts kicking into overdrive as she monitors the troubling dynamic between her son Will and his girlfriend Electra. The couple's relationship has become a lightning rod for drama, especially since Electra seems to have a knack for provoking Luna at every turn. Whether it's a snide remark at a family gathering or a pointed glare across a crowded room, Electra's actions are like gasoline on the fire of Luna's instability. Katie, ever the protective mother, watches these interactions with a clenched jaw, worried that her son could be caught in the crossfire of a feud he doesn't fully understand. Late at night, she paces her living room, phone in hand, debating whether to confront Electra directly or pull Will aside for a heart-to-heart. The stakes feel personal now, and Katie knows that one wrong move could drag her family into Luna's dangerous orbit. How far will she go to shield her loved ones from the chaos brewing just beyond their doorstep? Fan frenzy over a playful social media challenge. In a lighter yet equally engaging turn of events, The Bold and the Beautiful has ignited a firestorm of reactions with a cheeky Instagram post that's got everyone talking. The official B&B page dropped a striking image of Deacon, Katie, and Bill, paired with the tantalizing prompt, "Kiss, Marry, Destroy," captioned with a playful "take your pick." The post invited fans to weigh in on their preferences, and the responses have been nothing short of electric. One enthusiastic viewer declared, "Love them all but marry Deacon, kiss Katie, kill Bill," showcasing a mix of affection and ruthless decision-making. Another fan, clearly unimpressed with the Logan family dynamics, quipped, "Kiss Deacon, marry Bill, smack Katie." Logan's bond is becoming too boring and not realistic for me. This sentiment was echoed by a follower who added, "At Norse.ChristyJTV, the Logan bond has always been so funny." Nobody believes in their sugary sweet love for each other when they've done horrible things to each other in the past. The fans' candor reveals a deep frustration with certain character arcs, hinting at a hunger for more authentic, gritty storytelling. Calls for Thomas' return and creative suggestions. The Instagram thread didn't stop at the game itself and seized the opportunity to voice their broader opinions about the show's direction. One indecisive follower opted out of the tough choices altogether, writing, "Love them all. Destroy none," before sneaking in a passionate plea with "Bring Thomas back." This hashtag resonated with many, as another commenter chimed in, "I just want Thomas and Douglas back on the show. Bring back Thomas," reflecting a widespread longing for Matthew Atkinson's return as the complex, often controversial Thomas Forrester. A different fan, caught up in the speculative fun, offered a fresh twist. "I still want to see a triangle with these three. Katie should fall for Deacon," suggesting a romantic shakeup that could inject new life into the trio's dynamic. Yet not everyone was on board with the game or the current plots, as one exasperated viewer summed it up with a single word, "insanity," while another echoed the Thomas campaign with a blunt, "Don't care. Bring back Thomas." These varied reactions paint a picture of a fan base deeply invested but craving specific changes to reignite their excitement. Frustration with the writers and a cry for change. Perhaps the most biting feedback came from fans who turned their focus beyond the characters to the creative minds behind the scenes. One disgruntled follower vented, "At this point, who cares? And we destroy the writers." A sharp jab at the show's storytelling choices that struck a chord with others. This comment encapsulates a growing sentiment of disillusionment among some viewers who feel the current arcs, perhaps including Luna's repetitive instability or the Logan family's stagnant unity, aren't hitting the mark. Whether it's the desire for Thomas' return, a spicier love triangle, or simply a fresh narrative approach, the fans are vocal about wanting more from the bold and the beautiful. Their Instagram responses aren't just playful banter. They're a window into the hopes and frustrations of a dedicated audience eager to see their favorite soap opera evolve. Will the writers take note of these cries for change, or will they stick to their guns with the current chaos? Wrapping up the drama and looking ahead. Thanks for joining me on this extended journey through the latest, the bold, and the beautiful developments. From Luna's troubling descent and Bill's risky pardon to Katie's family concerns and the fiery fan feedback on social media. This saga is a roller coaster of emotion, danger, and debate, keeping us all on the edge of our seats. What do you think? Will Luna's actions lead to tragedy, or can she be stopped in time? Should the writers heed the fans' calls to bring back Thomas, or shake up the romantic pairings? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more juicy updates and in-depth breakdowns. Until next time, keep watching for the next big twist in this unforgettable drama.